battle. Kind of unusual battle for him and I. It just seemed like the defenses came and showed up in this game. So I'm going to start off. We're going to look at some player stats. Dak Prescott continues his solid performance week to week. 11 of 15 for 232 yards, 73% completion, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Matt Ryan had 9 of 13, 128 yards, almost 70% on completion, no touchdowns, no interceptions. The Cowboys did keep him in check. There was a few chances for interceptions, but the Cowboys weren't able to get those completed. So Ryan escapes with no INTs. Made a movement to try to solidify the run for their team. The Cowboys with Elliott did have the edge. He got the bulk of the carries. Dallas did try to run the ball 18 times. Actually, there was a little bit more, but a couple of times they got called back on penalties, and so. But anyway, Elliott had 15 for 84 yards, 5.6 yard average per carry, 1 touchdown, and had a couple broken tackles. Freeman had a decent day with 15 attempts for 59 yards, 3.9 average. Dallas did keep him in check. The defense was worried that this would be a huge game for the Falcons running backs because they had been gashed tremendously the last couple of games by the opponents. And so to see their defensive line and front seven solidify against the run, this game was very, very important for the Cowboys to get out of this with a victory. Tevin Coleman, 7 attempts for 30 yards, 4.2. He had a touchdown. He was effective. Denard Robinson was very ineffective, and the rookie got a carry. Elliott was the workhorse this game. Dallas tried to get some of the other guys going, but just was not able to get so. All right, let's move to receiving. Julio Jones in return to the Falcons dome. He actually really seemed like he took out his vengeance on the Falcons. It was 5 catches for 148 yards and 2 touchdowns. The last touchdown was huge, which gave the Cowboys the advantage throughout the fourth quarter. Terrence Williams, again, another solid game. 3 catches, 59 yards. Hooper, 3 for 25 for 83. He was the leading receiver for the Falcons. Braxton Miller had a huge catch in the second quarter. He had 2 for 57. Just was not able to get his receivers going. Des Bryant, 1 catch, 12 yards. Had a quiet day. There was a lot of sacks given up in this game. Again, Sean Lee showed up big time today. He had 9 total tackles, 7 solo. Was able to keep the Atlanta running backs in check all game. He was around the ball pretty much all game long. DeMarcus Lawrence had another solid game again on the line and was able to contain that Atlanta rush. Vic Beasley was another one that seemed like he was in the backfield constantly on Dak Prescott. Shells only had 1 sack, but he was bringing pressure in the backfield, break and contain almost every play. It was pretty insane, pretty intense. Cowboys went with a lot of more quick throws, outs, and short timing routes and stuff, try to get out of being under this guy's pressure, but it was a battle for sure. Pohl had a big day as well in the middle, clogging up the middle. Again, Sean Lee, though, was the story of this game. He had 3 sacks. Taco had a sack also as well. Sean Lee was used a few times on blitzes and stuff on the outside, and he got back in the backfield and made his presence known. So Sean Lee looks like he could possibly be nominated for Defensive Player of the Week for the NFC. He also recovered a fumble and caused a fumble on the play of one of the sacks on the quarterback. All right, let's get into the play-by-play and highlights from today's game. We're going to start off in the first quarter. Braxton Miller returns it for 26 yards. First down and 10 on the Atlanta 28. You get your first carry of the game. Matt Ryan passes to Taylor Gabriel. Gabriel there with a 15-yard catch would keep the ball moving for the Falcons. Very next play, first and 10 on the 50, would be a 3-yard rush by Tevin Coleman. Second and 7 on the 47, Matt Ryan pass to Austin Hooper for 4 yards. Again, this would set up a 3rd and 4 on the Dallas 43. Matt Ryan would drops back to pass, looks for Hooper. Hooper's open on the sideline, gets the ball to him, and it's a first down for the Atlanta Falcons. That would bring up the very next play with Andre Williams would get a 2-yard rush. The Falcons would continue to march down the field. There would be an incomplete pass, though, to Des Bryant and Tyler Gabriel in the next couple plays, setting up a 4th and 8 on the 31 and a Matt Bryant 48-yard field goal attempt, which was good. Simpson would return the kick 19 yards. Dallas's first play from scrimmage would be a 6-yard run to Ezekiel, bringing up a 2nd and 4 on the 25. Dak Prescott drops back to pass, sitting in the pocket, looks, sees Julio wide open in the seam. That would be a nice gain there of 31 yards for Dallas and Julio Jones, setting up a 1st and 10 on the 44 of Atlanta. 2-yard rush by Denard Robinson. Bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Cowboys, and a passing attempt by Dak Prescott. Dak would drop back. Look at this speed. Look at that speed off the corner. It's just insane how fast that guy is. Julio was going to be open for the pass play, but that is what pressure can do to an offense. That would bring up a long 3rd and 14, and Dak Prescott would drop back the pass again. This time he would look for Terrence Williams. Dak drops back, gets a pocket. Terrence Williams comes open in the seam again. First down play for the Cowboys. Post play to Terrence Williams for 25 yards, setting up a 1st and 10 on the 23. First play, Dak would throw to Ezekiel for a negative 5-yard gain. Atlanta would bottle that up quickly. 2nd and 15 on the 27, Dak would look for Jason Witten and complete the ball for 12 yards. 3rd and 3 from the Atlanta 16. Ezekiel Elliott would get the ball, make a guy miss in the hole, and go 9 yards for a first down. 1st and goal in the Atlanta 6. 3-yard rush by Ezekiel Elliott. And that would end your first quarter. I'm sorry, I had a phone call coming through. All right, bringing up the second quarter for the Dallas Cowboys. The very first pass of the second quarter would be a TD. Dak Prescott drops back under pressure, throws quick out to Julio Jones. I was fixing to say Dez Bryant, but it's Julio and the Cowboys. Great pass there by Dak. The underneath safety. That's just a perfect throw in the seam. That's not perfect. It's probably an INT pick six. Extra point would be good. Braxton Miller would return the kick for 26 yards. Atlanta would start off on the 21. Matt Bryant to Dez Bryant for 12 yards. That would be the only catch of the game for Dez Bryant. Good route there by Dez, and a great pass there by Ryan. 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 33 would be the big play of the game for the Atlanta Falcons and Braxton Miller. Ryan draws back, fakes the handoff. Braxton's break. Oh, he's on the linebacker. It's a little high. If it's thrown in stride, that is a touchdown. But the high ball allowed, and that right there saves a touchdown for the Dallas Cowboys. Very next play, 1st and 10, Dallas 20. A negative 1 yard run by Tevin Coleman. Next play, 9-yard rush by Devontae Freeman, setting up a 3rd and 2 on the Dallas 12. 7-yard rush by Devontae Freeman. And the next play would set up the Atlanta touchdown. Ryan would hand off to Coleman. Coleman goes in the end zone untouched, splits the defenders. The guy has speed for days. Jones would make an attempt right at the last to try to catch him, but it was already too late. It was 5 yards. Just too big of a hole there. Good job by the Atlanta offensive line. Extra point would be good, Matt Bryant. And that would bring your score up to Dallas 7 and Atlanta 10. Simpson would return the kick 21 yards. First play from scrimmage would be a negative yard run by Ezekiel Elliott. Prescott again would be back to pass and looking for his old friend Julio. This would be an in route. Great route there by Julio. Almost breaks the tackles. Takes it to the house, but last ditch effort there by the safety. Snags him up, and Dallas is still in business though. 1st and 10, Dallas 44, 8-yard rush by Ezekiel. Next play would be a negative 5-yard run by Denard Robinson. 3rd and 7 on the Dallas 47. Dak Prescott would throw incomplete pass to Julio. Setting up the Cowboys' first punt of the game, Chris Jones. He would send it flying 56 yards for a touchback. Very next play would be the big play of the game for the Cowboys defense. Ryan gets the ball, drops back. Blitz by the Cowboys. Lee gets there. He knocks the ball out and recovers the ball. It is 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They can't believe it. He's like, whoa. Wait a minute, guys. Did I just get the ball? Very next play for the Cowboys. Dak would hand it off to Ezekiel, and he would go untouched in the end zone, weaving through the defense. Good run there by Ezekiel. Kind of gets himself back in the mojo. Had a couple of bad weeks. Still did not get that 100-yard game, but solid effort today with 85 rushing yards. That would put the Cowboys up 14-10. Bailey would be good with the extra point. Miller would get the kickoff and return it 28 yards. Ryan's first pass would be from the 26, looking for Hooper, and be open for 11-yard gain. Next play. Ryan drops back to pass. He's looking. He's got the fullback. Gets it to the fullback. The fullback makes a missed tackle, but we have more Cowboys there. Herd of Cowboys. Bring him down. 1st and 10 on the 49. 3-yard rush by Freeman. 6-yard rush by Freeman, bringing it to the Dallas 41. Another 6-yard rush by Freeman, setting up a 1st and 10 on the Dallas 35, and a 17-yard rush by Tevin Coleman. This is what the Cowboys were not wanting to see from the Falcons. Just run. The very next play, though, the Falcons would drop back to pass, and Dallas would bring the heat. Ryan drops back again. Lee comes untouched from the side and takes the quarterback down. Good sack there by Lee, and that set up the Falcons with a long 2nd down play. They would hand the ball off to Devontae Freeman, for 5 yards, bringing it down to the Dallas 19. 3rd and 12. The pass would be knocked away by Jalen Smith. So Matt Bryant would kick a 36-yard field goal there. They would settle for the field goal, bringing the score to 14-13 going into the half. There would be a kickoff, though, for the Falcons, and Simpson would bring it back 17 yards. Get a 12-yard rush by Ezekiel, and then a 8-yard pass by Dak to Julio, padding stats a little bit, and that would bring us to halftime. 3rd quarter, which would show no scoring for either team, but there would be some exciting plays. Simpson would return the kick 28 yards to the Dallas 33. He would get the first carry of the game, or of the second half, and would go 1 yard. Ezekiel comes in and carries the ball for 4 yards, bringing up at Dallas. 3rd and 1. There was an offside penalty, which actually gave Dallas a short 2nd down, which Ezekiel would go for 4 yards. 2-yard rush by Ezekiel on a 3rd and 1, bringing up 1st down and 44. Ezekiel will get the ball again, get a 6-yard rush. 2nd and 4 on the 50. Dak would hand it off to Ezekiel again, but this time Ezekiel would be met in the backfield and kept to a negative 1-yard gain. Bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Cowboys. Dak drops back, feels the pressure, corner off the edge, and he takes him down. That's it. It's a sack, and the Cowboys would stall. Chris Jones again would come in to punt. And would punt at 57 yards, and again we go into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 20. Dante Freeman and the Falcons would start running the ball. 2-yard run would set up a 2nd and 8 on the 22. The ball would be handed off again to Freeman, but this time Sean Lee would knock him in the backfield for a negative 3-yard loss. Very next play, Dallas bringing the heat. Ryan drops back to pass. Taco gets loose, and he takes the taco truck and brings it through and knocks down Ryan. That would set up a 4th and 25 on the Atlanta 5, and here would come the punt team. The punt would go to Denard Robinson, who would then take the punt 13 yards, almost broke it. Setting up a first and 10 in the Atlanta 41. Dak Prescott pass would be knocked away by Connor Barnum. Next play, 2nd and 10 on the Atlanta 41. Dak would make a mistake. Dak drops back. He's looking for Julio. Barwin knows this, sets in the middle, and reads the play and makes the interception. Atlanta would get the ball again. Dak missed the read. There was a wide receiver underneath, wide open. Terrence Williams would have been an easy completion, but he was looking for Julio. Tried to float the ball over there, but just not enough touch on the ball to get it over. Matt Bryant would come out, and first pass that he would attempt would be knocked down by DeMarcus Lawrence, and the flat could have been picked off as well, but wouldn't happen there for the Cowboys. 2nd and 5 on the Atlanta 40, 2-yard rush by Tevin Coleman, setting up a 3rd and 3 on the Atlanta 42. Ryan drops back, looking, finds Miller wide open underneath. Big hit by Jalen Smith there, trying to knock the ball out. Atlanta would get the ball into Cowboy territory. 1st and 10 on the 48, 3-yard rush by Freeman. 2nd and 7 on the Dallas 45. 5-yard rush by Freeman. 3rd and 2 on the Dallas 40, and negative 6-yard rush by Freeman. Atlanta tried a little bit of trickery there, faking the handoff to the fullback, pitch it out to the side, but Dallas was there, and Sean Lee was ready for the play. Great play there by Sean Lee. Great move there to get the player in the backfield. That would bring up a 4th and 8 and a punt by the Falcons. Denard Robinson would bring it back 11 yards. The first down play for the Cowboys would be a 5-yard rush by Ezekiel. And on the next play would be the big play of the second half, and the only scoring play of the second half. Dak Prescott drops back, looking, floats the ball to Julio. Let's get that right. Julio. Dez is on the Falcons. Richard Sherman looked like he's going to make a play on the ball, but Julio just goes up top, gets the ball before, and he's off to the races, going 84 yards for a touchdown play for the Cowboys. That would be the longest play of the game and the only scoring play of the second half. Extra point would be good by Dan Bailey. The kickoff will go to Braxton Miller for 27 yards. Falcons will start off running with Tevin Coleman. Taylor Gabriel for 5 yards. 3rd and 1 from the 38. 3-yard rush would go to Freeman. It would bring up a 1st and 10 on the 41. 15-yard penalty against the defense. A face mask call. Sean Lee would give the ball to the Falcons on the Dallas 31. That would bring up a 0-yard rush by Tevin Coleman. Be 2nd and 10 on the Dallas 40. Matt Ryan gets the ball. Dallas is bringing the heat. Sean Lee untouched in the middle again. Takes the quarterback down for his 3rd sack of the game. Very next play, 3rd and 20. Atlanta would hand the ball off, and Freeman would go up the middle for 7 yards. It would bring up a 4th and 14 on the 43. The Falcons had had to punt, and they pinned the Cowboys deep. The ball was spotted on the 3-yard line. First play, 2-yard penalty, holding on the offense. Very next play, Dak would hand off to Ezekiel, who would break tackle, look inside, and take it 14 yards and give the Cowboys some breathing room. 1st and 10 on the Dallas 16. Another 10-yard penalty on the offense, but this was on Denard Robinson had broke a run all the way down the sideline to a touchdown. This was a touchdown play that was called back, setting up the Cowboys a 1st and 11 from the 15. Dak Prescott pass would be knocked away by Kevin Johnson. 2nd and 11 from the Dallas 15. Dak Prescott would find Jason Witten. Jason Witten would be open, and that would be a nice play by Jason Witten, the old man Witten. Good play there for 18 yards. Next play, Dallas on the 33. Again, they're trying to either get a score or run out the clock here, keep the ball out of the hands of the Atlanta Falcons. 1st and 10 on the Dallas 33, negative-yard rush by Ezekiel Elliott. That would set up the very next play. Dak Prescott would drop back and look for Terrence Williams. Prescott back to pass, looks, and he finds Terrence Williams open in the seam. Again, a big play there. 1st down, keeps the drive moving. On the very next play, Dak would find Terrence Williams again. A little motion. Terrence Williams underneath, cuts it out, and he beats the defense for another first down. Dallas would get the ball into Atlanta territory there. Deep. Atlanta was unable to stop the clock and stop the Cowboys, and the game would end with Dak Prescott taking the knee for the Cowboys. And that's it, folks. That was the game. A tough defensive battle by both teams. Both teams deserved to win, but the Cowboys just came out on top today, 21-13. Cowboys next week will be looking to travel to their next opponent, the Philadelphia Eagles. Be a big-time division game for the Cowboys to try to crawl back into the division lead and hopefully a playoff run. Again, this is Maniac bringing you the Cowboys wrap-up show, and that's a wrap, folks. See you later.